Well, happy mid-morning, guys. All right, it's still Tuesday. It should be the last day on this channel. We should go back to regularly scheduled programming tomorrow, as everything will expire overnight. But the live stream will still be on on this channel tonight. So we'll do that. But something else coming on tonight is the much awaited event that the entire country is anxiously awaiting, the 2023 State of the Union Address. Well, maybe not the whole country, maybe not half the country. Well, at least CNN and Hollywood are both excited. They both want to see if Joe gets lower ratings than they do. So that'll work out well. But you got to give credit to Joe. I mean, State of the Union address, he's going to come up and he's going to talk about all the accomplishments that his administration has done over the last couple of years. Okay. And I got to give him credit. No other president has ever come close to accomplishing what Joe's done in 2 short years. All right. After all, Joe's managed to revitalize the 1918 pandemic, the 1929 Depression, the 1962 Cuban Missile Crisis, the 1968 race riots, the 1973 gas crisis, and 1980 inflation, all at the same time. Joe's got some accomplishments. Joe's certainly going to bask in the glory tonight. First off, he's going to talk about COVID being over. He solved that, right? Okay. Now, if we can only get some autopsy results, that might be a good thing. He's going to talk about how higher interest rates are great for the economy, too, if you're a bank. Okay. After all, right now, the average credit card rate is 20.18%, so you can borrow your own money that you're receiving 0.23% interest on. Banks have only increased interest rates on credit cards by 3% over the last year and increased the savings account rate by 0.08%. Apparently the Gambino family is in talks with Hunter to bring him on as a consultant. So Joe's going to talk about the 12 million new jobs he's created and that unemployment has dropped from 6.3% to 3.4%. After all, OnlyFans is a very rewarding career for those 25 million people that lost their jobs during the pandemic. Okay. Hey, we get to worry about the Russians again, just like in 1968 when people were building bunkers in their backyard. Imagine the pride that Joe is going to exude that the doomsday clock is closer to midnight than we've ever been. He got us that far. Okay. You can take a look at BLM. BLM has even come out and said that Joe has abandoned them. Well, maybe Joe's abandoned the blacks, but remember, if you don't support him, you ain't black anyway. So just a point there. Gasoline, Joe's going to, hey, who needs gasoline? I stopped the Keystone Pipeline. I stopped us from drilling in Anwar. We can go all electric, right? Because those cars run so well north of the Mason-Dixon line in winter. Remember, even Joe's Corvette now runs on the methane that comes from the compost pile that is his brain. Okay. Though I will give Joe credit here. He has inflation under control. He popped the balloon, remember? So, okay. What's going to be interesting tonight is listening to Sarah Huckabee Sanders' rebuttal to the speech. I figured that one will probably last somewhere around 9 hours. After all, she's going to have to list all the other accomplishments that Joe has. The highest debt in our nation's history, the destruction of energy independence, decimation of our strategic oil reserve, crime, violence, murder. That's just raging across the country as is. Okay. Of course, we got to talk about the disaster at the border, that would certainly be there. Okay. Drugs, hey, there's another great accomplishment Joe's got. All that fentanyl pouring in, Obamacare at its finest. Free drugs for everybody, right? Of course, our failed education system, CRT and, grooming and all that fun stuff. Can't forget about Afghanistan. It's going to be a interesting evening for sure. So grab some popcorn. Please stay away from the whiskey. Okay? The last thing you want to do is get involved in a drinking game, and every time Joe lies, you got to take a shot. Yeah, that's a one-way ticket to alcohol poisoning real fast. Have a good one. Pinball out.